We have not even started space. I've already requested Mike already. You don't even know. It's all this stuff that keep us pushing and say, okay, we have to do this. We have to discuss. We have to come, and there's the energy we need when we come into this building. Thank you to every one of you listening to my voice. I see all our regulars. I won't do that. That's Jimmy's job. But I see you guys always coming out here, always being the first people to come out here, show us appreciation, show us support. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure. I, from the bottom of my heart, say thank you, Vel. Thank you so much. All right, guys. As already on the platform, I always start this platform by laying the ground rules. Our 25%. It is important to lay these rules because we are in court, and today was a very beautiful day. Today was a momentous day. Today was a gigantum day. Today was a oh God. I need all this big English today. I need all those big grammar. Those grammar, the grammar that if you enter grammar lane like this, I'm gonna say take go. I think today was amazing because I for one update and I was like, God have mercy. Today was blessed. And we're going to share those moments on this platform today. So, guys, as we're always on the platform, I always indulge every one of you as you come into this church. Our 25% for new members. So, because I know some, and that's what's happening right now going for this. When you're coming to this church, to this mosque, to this shrine, to this synagogue, to this space, you must bring two new members. Every day now you come here, you come with two members. You show Jimmy, that is the new way. Yeah, everybody can show you two new members and bring their tithe and offerings. We have to be upgrading. We have to upgrading the requirement because you know what it means. You come to this atmosphere and they will carry your name. They sing. Like say it be e-money. Like say it be a big kupana. Like say So you have to upgrade your tithe now. You come here with two new members. Two new members. If you come to the shrine, you show us your two new members. We don't say your sacrifice. You must bring your sacrifice, which is your cow or your goat. But you must come with two new members so that they can experience what you're experiencing here. All right, guys. But today, there's a benefit of doubt for everyone on the platform. If you're new on this platform, you've heard about the Vawulence space. You've been hearing that there's one space called Vawulence space. What's happening there? You're welcome. This is that platform whereby we tell you every of your emotions will be tested today, as we always do. We test emotions on this platform. We grid ourselves. We do everything we do here based on facts and figures. And we mix it with a little bit of bass boost, just small. We just touch and small, sprinkle it here and there, But everything you hear on this platform, you can take it to the bank. You can go check it out, and you can always come out with your money in your hands because everything here is accurate 100%. So if you're joining us for the first time and you're hypertensive, the doctor prescribed medications for you. Take 2, take 3, take 4 per day. Please, this is not a platform for you. We say this all the time because we know how emotions get high on this platform. And you could be here listening, and we don't want to hear that someone was listening to the Vawulence space and was rushed to the hospital, especially if you're in Nigeria, because you might be rushed. There's no ambulance to take you, and if there's ambulance, there's no fuel to fuel the ambulance, and if there's fuel to fuel the ambulance, you go to the hospital, there will be no lights, and if there's light, there might not be doctors because they'll be on strike, and if they are not on strike, there might not be bed space. You know all these things. So that is why we advise people on this platform, please, especially people in Nigeria, if you have high blood pressure, avoid Vawulence space. Thank you very much. And let's jump into the next part of the platform, which is selling our market. Thank you to every one of you on the platform. I want to see how many of us. We have 700 of us on the platform, and how many have retweeted the space. Ah, hmm, hmm, hmm. All right, well, let me first of all see what I want to say first. Please, for those that are asking what is 25%, when you come to this church, to this mosque, to this shrine, to this synagogue, to this space, to this auditorium of Vawulence, the first thing you do is a must. It's a must. Nigerians don't like hear must. Well, hear must, you go challenge our body. We don't go green. It is a must. You must do it. If you don't do it, I have testimonies on my DMs. People are already. So you comment, please comment if you are using a new phone to listen to the Vawulence space. Comment. This is some of you. This is your second phone. You're already using. You've broken 2 of your phones because of stubborn head. I no go gree. I no go gree. I no go do it in Saddam say. I no go do it. Your phone don't break. Some husband and wife phone because you use your phone and it broke. You borrow your wife phone for the next place and you still broke her phone. You're going to buy two phones. You're going to buy 2 phones. So please, when you join this space, and you listen to my voice and you're listening to our submissions here, the thing that you must do is to retweet this space. Please retweet and share the space. Let the whole world know that the number one space on Twitter is up and freaking running. And as usual, we are taking no prisoners. As usual, we'll be drumming issues. We'll be speaking on the issues. Our topics are well spelled out for everybody. Even the blind can see it. The deaf will hear our voice today. And even the dumb will speak today. That's what we do on the platform. Miracles we have done on the platform because miracle did the entire Jesus. Welcome to the Vawulence Space, my people. Welcome. And for my CS people, I'm sorry. For the past couple of days, I've not read the comments from the CS section, but I will be doing that today. And to all our amazing people listening to us from the Vawulence Space radio station and from the Vawulence Space YouTube channel and our Facebook, thank you, Vel. Thank you. We are sorry that I have been guilty of not giving you guys a shout out, but you guys are amazing. Unfortunately, you guys might not be here physically, but you're here with us in spirit. Thank you so much to all of you listening to my voice right now on the Vawulence Space radio station. In case you're asking, do these guys have a radio station? Yes, we have a radio station. I'm going to put it up on the Jumbotron. It's an online radio station wherever you are in the world. Wherever you are in the world. Be under the rocks, be above the rocks, be under the ocean, be in a submarine, be in space, wherever you are in this world, you can listen to the Vawulence Space. And that is what we are trying to do because the conversations we have here are very, very vital and very important. And we need people to jump on these conversations. We need Nigerians across the world to listen to these conversations. We need obedience across the world to listen to these conversations, to listen to wonderful submissions, to listen to brilliant minds. When you come here, you see the best of Nigerians. You listen to the best of Nigerians across all fields. So it is important to bring our brothers, our sisters, our mommies, our daddies, and even our enemies. Bring them here and let's get them converted. So please, guys, on the Jumbotron, you can quickly copy the URL, share it on your WhatsApp stories, your Instagram stories, on your Facebook. One click, and it's on low data. I've always forgotten to say this. It is on low data. You can use the minimum. In fact, you can use 2 MB and listen to our radio station for 1 week. It is that low. It is that low. So it is almost cheap. It's almost free. Sorry, almost free. So please, guys, get people to join this conversation if they cannot join us on Twitter here. All right, thank you so much. I want to say one more big shout out to every one of you. My final market I'm selling today before I jump on the conversation. Thank you to every one of you. 50,000 of you following Parallel Facts. My goodness. We just hit 1 month 2 days ago, and we're celebrating with 50K of you guys 2 days after. God bless every single one of you that have retweeted Parallel Facts, that have read Parallel Facts, that have liked Parallel Facts, that have shared Parallel Facts, that have done what, that have talked, that have spoken about us in close quarters, that I cannot even name all the names. I open some people's DP. I don't know these people. I open their profile and I see their URL, the website on their URL is Parallel Facts, and I'm wondering. Someone have called me and said, Saddam, are you sure that I'm not impersonating Parallel Facts? I say, how? The woman said, Saddam, I see people using Parallel Facts, your logo as DP. I say, that is what we want, man. So many people are going off their way to do things to push this baby, and this baby is growing and growing so fast that we pray that we can control the baby. But thank you to every one of you. I am so grateful on behalf of myself and the team. We are so thankful, and to the team. I have to cut your call, sir. I have to call your call. I'll call you back, sir. Please, I'm available. And Otumba, can you hear me? Now my chairman will call you now.
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. Now
yeah.
my sir, I know. Let me see whether you're on the space, safe. Now Peter Obi they call me, but I calm down. You see, I had to call Peter Obi call for you people. They see as they be for Vawulence Space. Sometimes supposed us off this space as our guy himself. You see, I cut the call because of that. Now they see how. Oh, if you don't retweet this space, you go purge. If you don't retweet this space, you go purge this night. I got Oga phone call.
Like call the common restart the
Abi,
space.
Abi, make I end this place. Make I end this place. Make I end this place. Make I end this place.
Go Kalama,
Make I end this place.
go.
Guys, I see you guys later in like 2 hours or in like 3 hours. Thank you for coming to the Vawulence. This is going to be the shortest Vawulence space ever because you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. If I see, If you just okay, let me do poll. If you want me to end the space, I'm happy to be wave your hand, wave your hand. If you want me to continue the space, give me thumbs down. I want thumbs down if I should continue the space. Thumbs down to continue the space. Wave hand to end the space. Let me see how many people are seeing. Should I end it? If thumbs down, I will continue the space. Thumbs down, I will continue the space. Wave your hands, I will end the space. I will end it. I'm seeing. You know, they just they very stubborn. Eh? And just they very balance. And we will continue the space. I'll call him, but my chairman. So he will always understand that I am on mosque, this shrine, this auditorium, this space. This anything that you believe in, this anything that you believe in. Also, for everybody that's going to come up here to speak, please, you must not speak on everything. You can just come up here, give us a submission on one or two topics or one topic. Please, let's try and make sure that we maximize time. Today, I want to maximize time because today I want us to end this space early. You get why? You get why? Please, you get why? As I say, I want to talk to our chairman. Our chairman will call me our chairman. So please, everybody that comes here, please try and maximize time. Thank you. All right, guys. I will want to start from the judiciary, and I cannot even pronounce this name. Uh, uh, Bulkachuwa.
Bulkachuwa.
Jimmy, you know, say that. You know, say I will
Nah,
always
that
give
is
my
the
own
first
name.
one.
I get my
It's
version.
called
I get
Chihuahua.
my version.
No, it's Chihuahua. It's Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
Wow.
Chihuahua Buka. Eh? You know, see, the thing that we will mess any person up is coming again. They will be then come against you. I am telling you that the judiciary, I'm saying this for the whole judiciary people because they are on our space. I have it on maximum 100% that they always come to this space. In fact, they are on social media, their children are everywhere listening. Look at how this till the end of time, this name will become infamous. Buka Chihuahua. Till the end of time, your children will be dragged because of what you have done. Your grandchildren will be dragged. When they call in fact, your children will change your name because of your sins. Because of what you've indulged, where you've placed your hands on, your children will not ask, they will remove the buka and say, Chihuahua. Because when they see this name, wherever this name is mentioned, it will be synonymous to criminality, it will be synonymous to fraud, it will be synonymous to judiciary, to manipulation of the judiciary process in Nigeria till the end of time. And we will on the we have a masterpiece editorial dropping, I think, on the judiciary. Please, guys, you're going to read. We're going to read on that, and you will see names. The media will not bring these people names, but it is in plain sight. You will see key actors, and I'm ashamed that most of them. I'm not going to. I mean, because I don't want gender. Because I have seen great administrators from our female side, and I've seen criminal administrators from. It seems that they say what a man can do, a woman can do better. It seems that thing is in everywhere. If a woman wants to be good, she's better. If a woman wants to be a good administrator, she's better. If a woman wants to be a criminal, you cannot catch her. Oh. They criminalize because the criminals in the judicial system, most of them I'm seeing are women. And it's not like behind every successful criminal, there is a man behind. There is a man behind every successful man, there's a woman behind. But behind every successful criminal, female criminal, there is a man behind. It is their husbands pushing them. And they bow to the pressure of these men and do things that are so drastic. And you begin to wonder. It is such a shame when you see that when I watched that video of her husband coming out to openly, and you know, like Nigerians they always say that Nigerians will always move on. That is that part of Nigerians that I hate about ourselves, our ability to move on. I think Otumba will say that our ability not to carry political grudge, and we pass it across almost every sphere of our lives. That you know this person is after your life, openly after your life. You go see give him we could just forgive him. I'm not saying forgiveness is bad. Please, I forgive. I don't have enemies. I forgive, but I remember what you do so that you do not play, because they fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So they understand that Nigerians will forget so quick. They understand that Nigerians we do not keep grudges. That is what has given them the effrontery to act brazenly and do things that damn it, nothing they stop. Unfortunately, we have bad news for them. Judgment day has come. We have never had court of public opinion in Nigeria before. It has always been the court of the judicial court. The person has always been the courts. Nigerians have never been involved in this stuff. That is why I will always say, God bless you, Peter Gregory Obi. Thank you for waking the awareness of Nigerians to understand that the office of the citizen is the most powerful office. Thank you for turning every one of us. You see, people like the Yusuf Sanawe go spend 6 years, 7 years, some of them 9 years with strike in laws, in studying law. Some of us don't do crash course in 3 months. We don't learn them. We don't learn what them go do for 9 years for school. With law school, many of us don't do crash course. Now to just begin make I wear my what they got on our uniform. You used to say Ashebi, Una Ashebi, black and Ashebi. We don't know if you wear that for. Please don't wear that thing for head. You used to say that thing they chop. It cost bald head. If you wear that thing, for 3 months, all that Afro way they carry. When you snap your next picture, Nigerians will ask you, where is your hair? Oh, thou art advocate, where is thy hair? He go chop.
Leonard Silk.
Now Leonard Silk. So I have seen Nigerians turn into lawyers. We are all now lawyers. We are all now barristers. We are all now sons. We are all now justices and judges as they go. Thank you, Peter. Thank you. We now understand. Because you know when we say this thing, people don't understand. They don't understand that Nigerians, for a very long period of time, we have been docile. I say this all the time. People like I use myself when I say me, Saddam, you have been docile because, for God's sake, I don't even know how the courts look like. I don't even know that. I don't care to know that there's a court of appeal. That's why when people were asking, people were thinking that first of all go to the court of appeal, then to the federal high court, then to the Supreme Court. We don't care about all this stuff. All we live for is every day to hustle. Nigerians wake up and hustle and become your own government. You create your own lights. You build your own roads. When you make too much money, you hire 1 or 2 mopo to guard you. You have the security working around. You become your own government. That is how the Nigerian system have programmed Nigerians. Until now, we said, no, We'll start holding people accountable. And that's why we have brought Madam Bulkachuwa and family to the public today. And this is for every one of them. And this is for every one of the judges listening to our voices that we have seen. There is no how you want to explain, because people in my day say, Saddam, how can you explain 18,000 blood results posted on the IREV? And a quick mass, I'm just gonna check read a quick tweet from one of our brothers, Chief RGG. He said, why is the 18,000 blood IREV results so important? Here's the reason. Total valid votes equal to 22 million. Total polling units equal to 170,000 polling units. Average votes equal to 135 per polling unit. When you times 18,000 times 135, that's 18,000 times 135, that's equal to 2.4 million. And they said Tinubu, Mr. Onkolos, won the elections with 1.9 million. So there's more votes that, and this, when they say, but people don't understand, accredited voters. It's not like these ones and they did not vote. No, they were accredited. They voted. But somehow, INEC saw all those results and decided to blur those results so that Nigerians will not see those results. So 2.4 million votes from somebody was scattered by INEC. When they used Biro and Max scatter them. No, maybe people don't see this result. 2.4 million votes that were duly accredited, duly passed through the beavers, duly voted for. All of a sudden, INEC cancelled those votes. So we had more, I want to put on something, please. These are not invalid, we're not saying invalid votes. So you understand the context here. Not invalid votes. Valid votes that were counted, INEC destroyed them. And the vote INEC destroyed is more than the vote they used to declare the winner. And I asked myself, I say, how on earth is Yakubu Mahmoud still walking free? We have not, I feel like sometimes it's not because of the too much of topics that come up every here and there. I feel like we should dedicate one solid month of spacing every day on Yakubu Mahmoud. That is exactly how I feel. I feel like every day we wake up and come on here, we'll talk about that man. Because that animal of a person, he does not deserve to have rest for one day, for 30 seconds. Yakubu does not deserve to. Yakubu and family, Yakubu Mahmoud, the only problem I'm angry with is that I need someone to get me a traditional name, because Yakubu is a common name. And it is synonymous to failure already, safe. Because the only striker in Nigeria will see they give an empty net to score for World Cup. You see empty net, he eye turn to Chinese. He shoot and go fans. Now Yakubu. All the Yakubu, why they know? They're like saying, don't sing people. Please be careful the names you name your children. No? It's very important. If you name your child Yakubu, go and change the name. Go to court real quick.
So now, me, I don't get problem with Yakubu.
You see, they can't talk about Yakubu Ayebeni now. Not being they give an empty net, make him score, he shoot the ball, go and corner kick. Now him now.
For beat Argentina that year. But
You know, there's names they follow person. So you see, Yakubu Mahmoud. Mahmoud is a common name. I need that man traditional name. Like this Bulkachuwa now. You don't say this one on a hand. That's one an ancestral name. Now their ancestors give them this Buka. This now ancestral name. So we can call this name and say this name has been balkanized. We balkanize this name to the very roots that any person that you see with this name, your child, you tell people, you say, if you go to school and name Bulkachuwa, run no, that person picture, if he kill you, if he poison you, if he steal your property, because the fruit does not fall far from the tree. So guys, I don't want to ginger boy. Probably these people come up here. You see my son, help me, this PEPT. And I've said one about Bulkachuwa. We will be having her name here, steady. We'll be making sure that till we get back our mandate, And after we get our mandate, she's held responsible. And all those cases, because right now, any criminal, if she has sat down on any case for any criminal, the person can even if they are sending the person to life imprisonment, the person can say, based on this, please relook into my case. Probably they have bribed this woman to kill me. That is how corrupt the judiciary system has been. And I remember when we said, when we were saying all eyes on the judiciary, all eyes on the judiciary, you can see that as our eyes have been focused on the judiciary, all the worms in the judiciary have been exposed. I don't want to call it providence, I don't want to call it fate, I don't want to call it, but for one reason or the other, divine providence or the other, things are beginning to take shape in the judiciary. If we can see, I don't know if you guys are not seeing it, but I can see it. And with that, I jump to my brother, my young brother called Bawa. Bawa is unfortunate for you, but it is what happens when you die with criminals. People will come out and say Bawa this, Bawa that, Bawa EFCC. And for me, I think this is the most unscrutinized EFCC chairman. If you want to arrest an EFCC chairman, for me, you would have arrested the one before Bawa. What is that criminal name? That one will be say, if you see in lips, you know that one they smoke like they call us, so that one they smoke. When in lips, he lips they like tire, like quota. To my waiting that former EFCC chairman, where they pursue that hardened criminal.
Which one? Is it Lamrodi? Which
Mugu,
of them? I don't even know.
Magu,
Matawale. Which
the
one?
one will be
There's
before
no
Bawa.
daughter. Magu, what do you mean?
Magu.
Yeah, Magu, yeah.
That freaking criminal. That one be say they all Abacha loot when they loot. He enter hand, he reloot them. If they catch you as a whole boy, then collect your money. You go recollect. Any money you collect, you don't collect them. That particular one I worked with Kayamo. That was Kayamo's right hand man.
When they lose all the
case, all the 22 cases, all lost. That one for arrest. But you see, I got some recording and I saw some gazetted image of Bawa saying, I will probe Tinubu. In fact, Tinubu was under probe, was under investigation under Bawa. And today, they chopped him off. I don't have a problem. All I just want Tinubu to do is replace him with my Eronu. Replace him with Eronu for us, please. That's just all I want. And I heard that he brought in seven special advisors today. And in the 7, 4 are Ronu. I saw that in my video. I said, Ronu, I'm taking job. I said, oh my goodness, it is sweet. Open Ronu, no time, Papa. Baba, fire on. Baba, fire on. No worry yourself. We there with you. We start getting out with you. Please keep the appointment that way, please. So that some people that live all their life thinking that Nigeria is by appointment. It is by you must appoint us. You must appoint us. No. Buhari came here and showed us Nigerians that nepotism is in our constitution. He showed Nigerians that tribalism is the way of life. And nobody complained. So for the remaining 60-something days of Ronu in power, please make your cabinets are filled up with your people. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure the official language spoken there is your language. Your adopted language, sorry, because you're not a Yoruba man. I know you're not a Yoruba man. You just use us to catch cruise. We know you're from Guinea. But use your adopted language. Please do it. Don't be worried, sir. You're not the first that started it. You are not the first that started it. With all, I will personally, if I see person drag him because of say he appoint this, I will curse you. He did not start that. He's just following. He said, I will continue from where Buhari stopped. And he's doing it perfectly for us. Continue, sir. Continue. Whoever you sack, in fact, please sack Yakubu. Replace him with another person. Replace Yakubu with somebody else from the southwest. My brother, don't worry yourself. We are not here for this thing. Nigeria is competence. It's competence. They are all competent. Please. That's what they told us under Buhari, that they are all competent. That everybody that is in Buhari's cabinet, everybody from the north is competent. You don't carry anybody from the south or the southeast or the southwest. It was all Northerners. In fact, they were not speaking Hausa in neck meeting. They're speaking, please, Tinubu, continue from the legacy of Buhari, because when we come in, we're going to reset the country. We'll show people what governance is all about. We'll show people that Nigeria can really work for everybody, that we can pick people from every sphere of the country and equally. But for now, keep on with your APC playbook, because you guys don't represent any tribe. You represent your party diabolic, nepotistic agenda. We understand the gameplay, so please do not stop it. Keep on with it. Thank you. And before I end my submission, I don't know if many of you watched the clip yesterday. Alan Oyema, and that is what is even bringing me to this clip right now, my submission, because Alan Oyema was crying. Alan went to cry. He went to AirPeace. I'm not meant to be laughing at him, but he went to Arise TV yesterday and he was crying, you know. And he was crying based on the sacrifices he has sacrificed for Nigeria. And I could understand where he was coming from. You know, the man has, if there's anyone that should be, and I say the most patriotic Nigeria, with backing, with claim, with doings, with show walking, is Alan Oyema of AirPeace. He has. I was reading. I'll play his clip, and when he had to blow his trumpet, because in Nigeria, if you don't blow a trumpet, nobody will blow it for you. If you don't say what you're doing, nobody will say it too. And he came out to defend himself yesterday in the right to speak back after Hadiri and Sariki had come on Arise on Sunday and had castigated AirPeace and had lied with his teeth, said that no Nigerian airline had the capacity to float the national carrier on it, of which, on the very normal affairs, nations are moving away from owning carriers, because it is a business that you should, no government should be doing it. It is cost effective. It is too risky. It is too risky. Don't look at Dubai Emirates. No, those ones have money to waste. Don't look at Qatar Air. Those guys are living in, and they're living in oil, the wealth. One person in Qatar can be richer than Nigeria. So don't even look at those people. You want to do things like Qatar, where you don't even have the brain power of Qatar, or the spending power of Qatar. You don't have it. There is no reason why Nigeria should have a Nigeria Air, and even if you're going to have a Nigeria Air, it should be totally floated by the private, just in a concession plan. Give it out and let it be by name, and whatsoever help the local businesses. You have locals, you have Asman. Let's say you want to do bigotry, you can't give it to Asman.
Salam, even the Qatar Airway
It's private,
is
right?
no longer they've opened it up to where I think it's 50% is where
The government.
I think the royal family owns 50. So it's almost like a flag. They call them national flag bearers now. So you can, it's Qatar Airways, but it's no longer solely owned by the Qatar government anymore. It's owned by the royal family, and half is owned by private investors. So it's just you have national flag carriers is what you have now.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. So you see, people are running away from the business. In 2023, people are running away from a business that has set their nation back. APC and their how do I put it now? Their bunch of dimwits are running to that business. You see a business that is clearly outdated. You say no, now that one way you won't go do. Just because you wanted to steal. And you could see the repercussion. It was an instant repercussion from the side of the Ethiopians. The CEO had to step down. Immediately, they know they want freaking play, because even the Ethiopian airline is floated by, is private. It's not 100% Ethiopian. Private businessmen invested in it. But you now have to come on national TV as an ex-minister in a sector whereby you have been the minister for so long that you're meant to be the number one salesman of that sector. Imagine a minister of electricity coming out to say one of the electrical, in fact, all electrical body are not capable of giving us electricity. Let us go outside and get people to come out. It is crazy. The what were you doing for the past 8 years? What were you doing? You're meant to be the salesman saying, people come, let us use our local listing. Our local flights are able. And it got to a point whereby the man, in Nigerians will be scared of boarding flights and AirPeace flight out of Nigeria. But this man came out yesterday and I was shocked. My sister Nello sent me this video and I'm watching it. He reeled out places AirPeace have gone to evacuate Nigeria. China, 13 times. China is a 13 hours flight from Nigeria, non-stop. Non-stop to China 13 times. India, how many times? India is 11 times. Malaysia, how many times? Thailand, how many times? South Africa, how many times? Up until the recent one, Sudan. And all of these flights are free of charge. FOC. I swear to my shock yesterday. One kobo, Nigerian government don't give this guy. One fedding. He uses money, uses flights, uses just to show Nigeria that my flight is capable of going international too. But no support from the government. And he tried all his best to make sure he does not color it in an ethnic line. Rufai kept pushing him and saying, speak, sir, speak. Just open your mouth and speak. He said, no. If I say some things here, Nigerians will go up in flames. You see a business that should thrive, a business at the minimum wage in AirPeace, the cleaners earn 50K, not today. Minimum wage, you're a cleaner in AirPeace, you're earning 50,000 naira as a cleaner. One of the highest paying sectors, one of the highest paying companies in the country that you should support. But because you don't like the face of the man, or you don't like where he's coming from, you say no. And we see Nigerians every time he goes there. It's not him flying Nigeria. Ah, God have mercy. He flew the Super Eagles. Are we forgotten? Anytime Super Eagles have issue of aircraft, stranded here, stranded there, boom, AirPeace will come out in flight. We have Asma, no. We have United Airlines, no. We have Dana, no. We have over 20 different companies flying in the country. None of them. Only one man. And he came out yesterday and he was crying. That please, they should cancel that Nigeria Air something. And I kept wondering, after all he exposed yesterday, I was expecting today because Mr. Onkolos, you're doing one wonder per day. One wonder per day to make Nigerians feel like you're working. One wonder per day. I was expecting that this morning I'll hear Mr. Onkolos, you have arrested Hadiri Sirika. I've been Hadiri Shekira. Whatever his name is. I was expecting that by now you would have arrested him. But no, you never arrest him. I don't know why but please arrest him because it seems like your Vuvuzela boys are always jumping when you arrest one or two people. That is enough work for the day. Arrest one person and your work for the day. Aso Rock is working. Arrest one person. 14 days after you have stolen a mandate, you're here to name your cabinet. Aso Rock is working. Meanwhile, other countries are becoming president and they're hitting the ground running the next day. The whole cabinet is listed. A country that is the poverty capital of the world. Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. We don't have no business with a government coming to power and settling in. The day you got sworn in, the second day, you should be giving us your names of ministers. You had over a window of like 3 months after you stole the mandate to have written down your ministerial list, appointment, and as you're coming in, you're listing them out. As the Senate is coming in, you're sending the names to the Senate. That's proactive government, but they know Nigerians that one small thing they entice us. Small thing they entice us. I'm wondering, what has Tinubu done in the past 2 weeks? That give you guys fake loans, fake this, fake that, resigning bills that were signed already by the previous administration, and all we're hearing is Uhuru. Please, obedience. Please. For all of you that don't have that, get enticed small. Just see small things, small ways go shake. Your head don't turn. You don't forget say you be man again. You don't know say you don't even know what is in it. Please be wise. Welcome to the Vawulence space. Let me give the mic right now to my brother Tumba and Jimmy. Thank you guys for joining us. It's going to be an amazing space. I don't want to have spoken for a very long time, so I'm going to keep quiet for a while and allow other people to come to the conversation. Thank you, Otumba. I don't know if you're free or if you're ready, but you have the space. Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, so I just probably you can skip me. I'm in a work meeting, but I mean today I actually I used to match for don't drop. Now the court case I won here today, but I think my own is not a submission personally, it's more around the EFCC and the law, but I'll come back and give it. Just skip me to Jimmy now, please.
All right, now. All right, please focus on what you're doing. Jimmy, you can come in right now. I don't know how you want to come in. I don't know if you want to start with your anthem. All right, you want you call me Harry, but you know it's the Jimmy's time, man. You have this, my brother. Welcome.
Thank you, Saddam. Thank you, Saddam. Otumba, thank you. Well done. Beautiful submission, Saddam. Very lovely intro. Um, I'll be waiting on UC Maxwell to come and shed more light on the ET stuff and Bulkachuwa, Bulkachuwawa, as you've renamed it. So now Chihuahua we go to call on now. Bulkachuwawa. Well, apparently this woman has history of corruption. Let me start with this. The decision of the appeal court to render contradictory judgment in the two seemingly identical cases has prompted criticism. The speculation of the judicial impropriety and corruption. First Lady Turai Yaradua is alleged to have bribed appeal court Justice Zainab Bukachuwawa to uphold the election. Our son-in-law Usman Danki Gari, former governor of Sokoto, Atairu Bafarawa, is also accused of bribing the same judge to overturn the election of political rival Aliyu Wamako. End of summary. And there's another one. Um, she was allegedly said to have been given a bribe of 6 billion naira, and that was the video she had to come out and she was granting an interview saying, do you think if I had 6 billion I would still be here? So it's not too far from when she had the interview. That was when she probably retired, I'm not sure. That woman, she's a fraud. Hmm? And as we've said, they need to investigate every case or cases she has actually handled in the past decade. They need to go through and investigate every single cases she has actually, you know, presided over. That woman is another kind of worm that we need to study closely. And I love the timing. The timing is beautiful, perfect timing. It happened at the exact time we're having case at the Court of Appeal, because she was once the president of the Court of Appeal. It's such a beautiful time. Now, other judges now they have to be on their toes. I'm not sure who the current president of the appeal court is right now, but he is on the spotlight right now. This is the time for them to make that judgment and decision. This is the time for them to understand that, look, it's not business as usual, because normally after election cycle, people just go back to their cocoons, everybody go back into their shells. No, it is different now. Obedient movement is evolved right now. We have people in the courtroom giving us back to back information on what is going on. Exactly what is going on. Who says what? Who is acting and who is responding? Exactly. And as Saddam has rightly said, they are here listening to us. Then they hear us. It is sad. And let me use this opportunity to educate us a little bit. Hmm? We have seven deadly enemies of men that we must all battle. We'll do it in our own individual time. But I want to use this opportunity to address a particular problem we as Nigerians we have, and we've been facing that problem for a very long time. Seven deadly enemies of men. We have pride, envy, greed, hatred, selfishness, laziness, and injustice. I'm not going to talk about those ones today. There's a particular one I want to talk about today. It's called learned helplessness. Learned helplessness. In psychology, learned helplessness is a state that occurs after a person has experienced a stressful situation repeatedly. They come to believe that they are unable to control or change that situation. So they do not try, even when the opportunity changes, becomes available. That is the situation we have in Nigeria. We shout about poor electricity, poor governance, corruption up and down. But guess what? When we have the opportunity for something to get done, we don't take that chance. We don't go for that chance. It's a dis- man. It's a disgusting. situation in Nigeria. It is appalling. It is appalling. We scream, we yearn for new leadership every 4 years. And when someone we know that is able to actually do the job, someone that is capable of doing the job, when that person comes out, guess what happens? We do everything we can to demonize him. We do everything to criticize him. We do every single thing just to break him down. We do everything to crush him. My fellow Nigerians, we have a lot of work to do. We've learned so much that we need to unlearn. We've learned so much abnormalities that we need to unlearn. That is when we start realizing this thing is not normal. We need to stand up. We need to fight for this. And we have this I'll mind my business issue going on in Nigeria. In traffic, you see people, you see kids harassing and stealing from someone in traffic, and you just stay in your own car. You don't do anything. You just stay. So, no, they come meet me. So let me just mind my business. The day they will attack you, that is how everyone will be looking at you. A few minutes ago, before Saddam started his submission, I saw the news. Although people are protesting that headsmen are now attacking them, they are killing them. Hey, team kankan ẹ ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni. Wọ́n á pa gbogbo yín bíi chicken. Wọ́n máa pa yín bíi súyà ní yín bẹ̀yẹn. Ẹ tí mọ̀ nǹkankan ẹ ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ló kàn báyìí, Ondo. Ó ti kàn yín báyìí, ẹ̀yin ló kàn tó máa pa báyìí. Because they've already started killing you lot. Now you are shouting, you are screaming. When you don't stand up for what is right, it will affect every single body. It will affect everyone. It will affect every single person. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Bros Bawa, little Bawa, you dey talk say make youth, make them stand up for their orieti buru. We don't stand up for our right before you talk now. Ashiri. They don't sack and finish because they do youth stand up for your right. Ayeti baje. No be you carry $300,000 go do umrah for Saudi. Oti shiri. Now they chop the money together. Come outside now. They do when they do revolution. Youth stand up and fight. Ayema baje. What come jewa? Bawa, why jewa? You two will chop beans. You will chop beans. You are one of them. Oti ba won je dodo o le so dodo mo, you will chop beans. Ẹ̀wà yẹn jọ máa jẹ ni. Ẹ̀wà 20 naira. Omi ẹ̀wà 180 naira be ṣe máa jẹ nìyẹn gbogbo yín lágbára Ọlọ́run. A de ní fi yọ sí atama wa nbe sha. A ní fi yọ sí ẹ̀yin olórí burúkú yìí. Ẹyọ kọ̀ọ̀kan ẹ máa ṣòfò. Because you've ruined a lot of lives in that country. You don't care what people are going through. You don't. But the time has come. The well-meaning Nigerians, we've stood up for our rights. This is the time. We're standing our ground and we're not yielding back. We are not yielding back for nobody. Now, for us to fight these things, I said we need to unlearn what we've learned. The number one thing that is a problem is passivity in Nigeria. Oh my goodness. Acceptance of what happens without active response. We don't dig back and say, now God, now no worry, now God do now. God did not do anything. God did not make you poor. God did not put you in your situation. They've used religion to bamboozle us in that country. We need to start unlearning that. We need to start unlearning that right now. They believe one person in your village is doing you. We need to stop. We need to unlearn those things back into reality. The moment you realize that nobody is doing you, your decision-making skills is going to determine how your life is going to move forward. We need to start knowing that now. Self-esteem, low self-esteem, yakpa for Nigeria. People go to talk, say, me, this come where they rose to, I'm satisfied with this come where they rose to. Why they new agbado kuni? Because you can never move forward. Low self-esteem, you're giving yourself that low self-esteem and you give up too easily, too quickly. Nigerians, they give up too easily. When we've gotten used to the system so badly that when they take light is meant to be what the government is meant to be part of the social contract between government and its people. When they don't give you light, you're meant to protest for that. It is your right. But no, then we start buying generators. We're trying to live comfortable. This toad in hot water mentality is affecting us. No electricity, we did not fight for that. There used to be electricity. They were cutting it down. Before they take lights in Nigeria, they send notification. They go announce them. Before, all of a sudden, they just don't care anymore. And we were adjusting. To the temperature of the water in the pot. We were like told, we adjust. I was around when we used to get water from the tap. Water from, you go open tap water. Water they come out. Nationally, you go open tap, water they come out. They stopped that. Nobody did anything. No protest, nothing. Guess what? We started digging boreholes. We started buying pure water. Someone saw that as a revenue to start business, a business opportunity for someone. They started doing pure water companies all over the place. Pure water companies. Nobody's ready to motivate anybody in Nigeria. Not everybody in Nigeria, don't get me wrong. Not everybody in Nigeria has fallen into this trap. But it is sad that we in diaspora are now enlightened and looking back. And you see, bad behavior, bad habit is like a child growing in your house. Most of us have kids. A child growing in your house, your own child growing in your house. You do not know your child is growing. You live 1 year, 2 years, 3 years with your kids. You don't observe they are growing. It's until a family member, extended family friends or friends come over to visit you. They will now tell you, oh my no. Then you now realize, oh, this boy he has grown. Oh. That is how bad habit operates. That is how bad habit radiates within our society. You have people looking up to MC Oluomo as a role model. People want to be like him because now they think that's the way forward. They want to be like MC Oluomo. They are now going around garages because they believe he has been promoted to Abuja now. They knew what he did before he got promoted to Abuja. Now, normal things in Nigeria is not normal anymore. Good is bad now in Nigeria. Bad is good now in Nigeria. That is the level at which we are in that country right now.
Jimmy, just no vex. Just 1 minute. As you're just saying this, I just remembered a conversation I had with a friend.
Go ahead.
She was telling me about her friend that is in jail in America. He has been in jail for a long period of time, and the guy that's turned has turned Tinubu supporter. The guy is supporting Tinubu in jail. So say as person wey dey jail, we come be we they look this man as mentor. Say if person like come, we be criminal, a criminal drug baron can rise to presidency. He can also come back to Nigeria and become a governor one day.
Can you imagine
So
that?
he was telling me yesterday about the conversation I had that the thing broke her heart that we don't understand the repercussions of this action. See, our judiciary just have to do what is right.
Honestly,
There is no how. Let Tinubu should build bridge in every state in Nigeria in the next 6 months. In the next few months.
Make it turn $1 to 50 kobo.
Tinubu can never be our president. That man is a criminal cannot be. Do you not understand? Do you know the repercussions of a criminal drug dealer, a convicted one? No. It is hell. But go on, my brother.
Bro, I understand what you mean. Because the process that got him there is not right. The process that got him let's just
the process self, Jimmy. The process was in he was not even meant to be a part of the process.
First. Exactly my point. That's where I'm going. That is where I'm going. So okay, you know what? Let's just leave Tinubu, his personality. Let's leave it aside. There is a lot going on. The process itself, no make that guy qualified to run for that office at all. The process alone. No allow him, no give him any qualification to run for that position. Tinubu is not the president of that country. All these things he's doing is seeking for validation. Conformity experiments. That's why you see some useless obedient people say, oh boy, This man don't they walk, oh, he has hit the ground running, oh, he don't they walk. Aye, hit it budget, hit it ta. The bag pow! Aye, you lot out. Aye, you lot out because you guys have lost it. You've lost it. And that's why we keep saying, don't use anybody as your role model for these movements. Know what is right and what is wrong. You are a boss on your own. Make sure your decision-making skills is on point. That is it. That is all you need. No, you are on the right side. It's a definition of right and wrong. What is wrong is wrong. What is right is right. There is no two ways to it. It's as simple as that. I posted a video was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Of a particular pastor, well-known pastor, was preaching and was telling people to sow seed. That if you should sow 1,000 naira for every year you've used on head. So if you are 35 years old, you pay 35,000 naira. Guess what? Some people are ready to pay 35,000 pounds. Dollars. He said those dollars made them go left. $1,000. So if you are 70-year-old, that is $70,000. So dollars domination may not day one side. Naira may not day one side. So if you want to do both naira and dollar, may all of them come to the middle. You want to do dual payment, the middle. And people actually responded. People responded to that. Then I saw another video of a young guy. He had about 100,000 naira on him. He went to the market, public place, and it was stretching the money out to women, selling tomato and all that. It was stretching the money to them that he just wants to give wholeheartedly. It's one of these pranks and all that, but he wanted to actually give out that money to whoever collects it. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, nobody collect the money. Oh. One woman they talk say, "Hey, blood of Jesus, tell them say you don't see me. Tell them say you don't see me. Now you then send. I rebuke it in Jesus' name. I rebuke it. One go come on water, they do blood of Jesus. Blood of Jesus. On top 100,000 where person won't whip you. They just won't dash you. Say that mean they say you can't give. I be tell them say you don't see me. Tell them say you don't see me. Whereas you go to the church and you drop 35,000 naira for a pastor that just wants you to sow seed. Don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against pastor. I don't have anything against tithe and offerings. I do tithe myself, but my tithe comes in different ways. I can see people in need in shopping mall. They're doing their shopping. They can't pay for it. I pay for it. Those are the ways I do my own thing. I see people that actually naturally need help financially. I help them financially. Those are the ways I pay my tithe. I don't need anyone to demand something from me. For me to pay you, so you go use it to buy a private jet. No, that's not going to work. Nigeria, we have a lot of work to do. We need to unlearn a lot of things that we've learned and has put us to this situation. It's not just about coming on, violence based gospels and everything. We need to educate ourselves. We need to reorientate ourselves. It's going to take a lot of work. But it starts from you making that decision that, you know what? I don't want to live the old way anymore. I want to move ahead. It will require yourself. It will require your community. It will require the leadership of the church, the leadership, the traditional rulers. It will require the media. But the media is compromised as we know it. They've hijacked the media. That is the reason why we have parallel facts. See this obedient movement, you can call it a divine movement, but it has come to set a standard of unifying that country, cleansing that country. Because everything about conformity experiment and what I've just mentioned now, the learned helplessness, is as if the obedient movement has created a foundation for us to keep doing that. Because we need to reorientate ourselves. Honestly speaking, we need to create a lot of agencies to let people know that this is color black. I need to be color black for life. This is color white. I need to be color white for life. This is a man. Because right now, normal is not normal in Nigeria. And it is getting scary. But no problem. No problem. I have no single doubt, as I always say. we will reclaim our mandate back. What happened in court today was beautiful. Beautiful. Over 18,000 blood results, as in BLURRED, not blood in vain. And they did, I was telling people, it wasn't on Violence Space. I said, do you know the cost of just printing those evidences alone? The kind of printer they will buy, printer will buy ink, A4 paper go yakpa. Machine go break down. They will buy generator to power where they will be printing those things. Do you know the logistical expense that will cost? And they did what? They did copies for each judges. They did their copies for them and for their what do they call them? Fellow colleagues. They did copies for them to make them to carry go. If they wake up tomorrow say fire don't burn courthouse, so copy yapa. It still remain copy where they go give them. What happened today is one of the reasons why they don't want cameras in the courtroom. It's an embarrassment. 18,000 blood results. Hey! Jesus! That is just blood result, oh. We've not spoken about the ones that had faces of human beings, faces of ugly ladies, faces of people's food, faces of physics assignments, equations on INEC RF. And for them not to be able to produce a result or the accumulated results that gave them Tinubu as the winner, they've not been able to produce that result. They cannot produce what they used in calling that man's victory. They can never produce it. You see, when they say go to court, I think they were calling the bluffs. But they didn't know the kind of person they were telling to go to. They didn't know the kind of person they were telling to go to court. Eh? You want us to go to court? We don't take court now. And to all this, their objection. Komurasi, come and object. Komurasi, they should keep objecting. They will see what will happen. Last, what they go on do for their objection, whichever way. Then go write them for notes, their final conclusion. Then go write them inside. Maybe come put check in dollars. Put them for judge. We go read them. That's the only thing where they fit do. That is the only thing where they fit do right now, because there is no amount of objection that can stop the ruling with the fact that what you guys did was wrong and Mahmoud must go to jail. They talk am. That man go jail. I won't serve that man beans. That man must go to jail. Few minutes ago, I was seeing a news that he said, he go send one representative. Go, we don't want representative. No representative announce that result. Oh, now you announce them. Now you go face that judge. We want now you. We want me to go court. Now you then subpoena, not be representative. Mahmoud Yakubu must go to jail. You cannot fuck with over 200 million people, and you think you be doing what? What exactly? Okay, because people went into depression because of this. People died because of this.
People committed suicide, bro.
People committed freaking suicide because of this. My DM is filled up with people heartbroken. People were crying when they announced the results. It was midnight in Nigeria, but we in diaspora, well, America, it was around 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock ish. We saw the whole thing live as it was happening. People in Nigeria woke up and it was like it was a black day in Nigeria. It was as if someone died. And someone was telling me, they know how the judicial system works. They will favor PO for appeal. They will announce him as a winner for appeal. And they will go to Supreme Court. And Supreme Court will cancel the whole thing. They will put Tinubu there. Okay, no wahala. But here's the thing. If that's your plan, there is no way now one do this thing. It cannot work out. Because, you see, the moment they announce whatever it is they will announce at the appeal, favoring P2B, you guys will now understand the real definition of celebration. You will understand the real meaning of happiness. because it will not be only in Nigeria, it will be in Africa. Entire Africa will know something happened. The whole world, Nigerians all over the world will be so happy. Everybody will know something is going on. Twitter will go mad. TikTok go full. People will be posting pictures, videos of them jubilating. It will be so obvious that people will know, hey, this man really won this election, really and truly, because the joy will be organic. Happiness will be organic. Nobody's going to be forcing anybody to go out in the people will go naked. People will jump out. Did you see what happened when they pronounced Adeleke? That is just child. Something is going on somewhere. But we wait till then.
Jimmy,
We'll wait till
the
then.
people are repeating in our countries where they get all this tsunami and volcano. Because
Honestly,
that the way go happen. And the way where people go jump, the world go shake. All those tsunami
honestly,
people
the
they will
happiness,
contact.
the happiness will now put Supreme Judge on pressure. You cannot see amount of people this happy, and you now go against their way.
My brother Jimmy, it's a double-edged sword. Any which way, they pressure any which way.
Any which way,
the announcement come from both sides.
Any
There is no way
which
Tinubu
way.
can escape this. There's no escape.
Honestly, there is no way. There is no way. So what I think he's doing right now is just setting a position at which he knows he's going to leave very soon, right? He knows he's going to leave. And if you think they are not listening, they are listening to this space right now. It is from this space they know what is going on. They feel the pulse of the people. The other day we complained about the first lady. Have you guys seen any? Have you seen her in any recent pictures? No, because then they listen. They are listening and they are learning. Not be pure manifestos they carry around. Then they do now. Then they use now. Now pure manifesto now. They are listening. These guys are clueless. They don't know what they are doing. And today, they have to bring in a white man. Oyibo, one economist. That one to come on top arise. They tell Nigerians, say, the decision where Tinubu take now. Aye him a badge, APC. Aye him. Sherry or follow me if I show ever match of Fonile Kokon. You know, brother, white man, that one to come they use for now. They talk nonsense. They tell people, so APC is going to say, hey, even a white man too understand, say, yeah, this is the right thing. Those kind of stupid conformity experiment, you know if you work on me, you know if you work on me. That nonsense, because now white man, he can't they talk, they use accent for Arise TV. You know they work. You know they work. Make una go back to my timetable, go they do. See, obedience, stand your ground. Stand your ground. They've not seen this before and they are feeling it. They are feeling it. And I love the fact that we're not yielding. I see a lot of obedience doing great things. Distinguished back to back daily. You see Maxwell. Everybody is doing something. Everybody's hands on deck. We are doing something every single bloody day. We have people converting the conversation from the courtroom, creating audios where you may has a YouTube channel where you can hear the audible version of what happened in the courtroom. We have Joe Obedient doing the pidgin English one. Come on. Well-meaning Nigeria on 1 million man match pace every day. When you mean Nello, Ngozi, Lamine, every day. You guys fucked with the wrong set. You messed with the wrong set of people. Obedience. We are standing our fucking ground. We're not yielding. I respect to every single obedient there doing the Lord's work. This is for God and for country. We are here. We die here. We die here. On top of this matter, Peter Obi won that election and we will reclaim our mandate. Thank you guys for listening to my long monologue. Thank you. Welcome to Vawulence Space, another segment of Thursday version. Thank you. I can see lovely faces. I'm going to welcome you with my tune very soon now. I just
go on. Jimmy, go on.
Okay, I just want to say thank you for coming. God bless you. I'm going to take about 3-4 minutes to do the long version today. Oh, Wang,
More music at
Mr. Wang, and Mr.
devineflavor.com.
Jack, we're still going again. Ọmọ alájídá, Olúwarọ́pò, Olúwarótìmí, Ayémógún, Real Angel, Nello, Gregory, Angela, Biruki, Super Jock, Name Daddy, Olúwalódìmí, Yure Choma, Ayọ̀bámi, Sulaiman, Chioma, Dr. Olu, Adaweri, Slim God, Taji, Ọmọ Ìlọrin, Boogie Man, Ọdún Tuntun, Incoming Virus, Officer, Ike Boya, OG, Lady B, God's Will, Oga Teke, Sim Do. Thank you, thank you,
More
thank you, thank you,
music
thank
at
you. God bless you.
devineflavor.com.
God bless you. God bless you. Welcome to Violence. This
Thank
is the
you,
first.
thank you, my brother. Thank you very
God
much.
bless
Thank
you.
you.
Back to you,
Please,
Madam.
guys. Yes, thank you. Please, if you want to contact my artists for bookings, please, for quick bookings, international and local shows, please hit me in the DMs. Please, I have all kinds of artists, male and female, as the case may be. For bookings, you see as they generate for here. You see as they be. This one better pass all those hungry people who go perform for inauguration. No, please contact me for quick
What's the name
bookings.
of the record again? Wahala record, Abi.
Wahala
Now
Records,
Wahala
Wahala
record
Records.
down. Wahala record.
Whether you like them or not, you must contact. And I him be na the record our logo be that. Whether you like them or not, you must contact. So please, for quick bookings, please, you know what to do. Thank you. All right, Otuma, you want to come in now? You can come in now, my brother. I don't know if you're free
Yeah, my
now.
brother, good evening. I mean, I think you did justice, Jimmy did justice, Vic, everyone. Good evening. I think what I want to talk about is not necessarily the air carrier part, the flag. You know, people just do a quick Google search to understand the difference between flag carrier and national carrier. I think a lot of countries have moved away from flag carriers to national carriers. And I think listening to Mr. Peace, the owner of the Peace Airline, like you said, so that we just, I've always said it that, no other tribe, well, arguably, no other tribe has continued to come through for Nigeria and show that they care more about the unity. See, some people say they love Nigeria. Some people, when Nigeria took everything from them, when Nigeria did everything to kill them, committed genocide, took their money, took their businesses, refused to integrate them again, refused to spend federal money in their region. But they found somehow continued to find a way to hold Nigeria together. I said, listen to Mr. Peace, listening to the guy's interview on Arise really, really struck a nerve with me because when you go read about other countries that have flag carriers, like is it Qantas for Australia or the Gulf Airlines, and you read about them, it's basically saying they look for um, airlines that fly majority of the routes to that country, airlines where a large chunk of the investment or investors or owners of that airline are typically citizens of that country. AirPeace to me should be Nigeria's flag carrier. Like there's no other. If you look at what it takes or what the some of the requirements or not now. I'm not saying technical requirements. I'm just saying looking at it on the surface. There's no reason why AirPeace should not be our national carrier. Like that doesn't mean AirPeace would or suddenly be owned by the government. No, they could paint the Nigerian flag on the airline. Some of them don't even like Qantas for Australia. I don't think there's a. I was looking at the QANTS. I don't even think there's an Australian flag on it, but I think it has the one of the Australian logo. The what's it called? The is it the kangaroo or whatever has this logo. So like, there's no reason why someone like in a country with right thinking minded people, especially with the amount of commitment and he has shown he should be the flag carrier. There's no reason why, because he represents the true meaning of what we hope a Nigerian should be. Someone that, despite what the country has shown to his tribe and his people, is willing to do what it takes out of his own money to. And see, it's not like in the US where, or other countries where, if you do certain things, you get tax benefits. For example, charity. Yeah, anybody that gives money in the US here, whether it's charity or whatever, is tax deductible. So when I do my taxes at the end, the April the next year, February, March, April the next year, I can deduct the amount I contributed to whether it's charities or did anything from the money they're supposed to tax me from. So, but this man continues to come through, even despite the you know the non-cooperation from the Nigerian government. So, he deserves to be our flag carrier. But let's that interview really it struck a nerve. I watched it multiple times. It really struck a nerve. And then back to the whole Bawa. I don't even know what to say about Bawa. I have no idea because we all saw this movie with Buhari in 2015. When he let go of the EFCC chairman, brought in Isilamorode as acting, and then Magu that became EFCC chairman. And then I was reading about that one. That one happens to be a Nuhu Ribadu boy, which Nuhu Ribadu is one of the most. I can't believe there was a time I used to revere and respect that guy named Nuhu Ribadu. That man is one of the biggest fraudster in the country. Like, people don't understand. Nuhu Ribadu is a fraudster. He's a scammer. That man scammed everybody, thinking he had integrity, he had whatever. That guy is worse. He's worse off than people. So, um,
And Tinubu have brought him to his special. He gave me one post
not even people forget that New Ribadu was a flag bearer. Was it 2011 for APC? Yeah, I think it was
for
Ribadu.
8 years
Ribadu
for Tinubu's party. Yeah.
AC for AC. Oh no, was it APC or they were AC? I think we were still ACN or AC, and then before article. So yeah, 2015 was no. 11 was wait. I think I'm screwing up. I think 7 was Ribadu. 11 was Atiku. Actually, I know one of them. At one point, New Ribadu was the flag bearer. I think it was 2000. Was it 7? I can't remember. Yeah, but
I
whichever.
think 2007, 2007
I think it was 7. Yeah, Ribadu.
against
So yeah,
Yaradua. Yeah.
yeah. So he's been in. Ribadu has always been a Tinubu boy, and it takes for you to dine with the devil. You have to use a long fork. For New Ribadu to be comfortable enough to be a flag bearer for Tinubu's party, where is the national leader, just tells you all you need to know. So I'm not shocked. Tinubu is going to keep doing so many. Me and someone is become one of my most pressing favorite person I talk to. That we're actually expecting him to get more audacious. The one he did this weekend, he hasn't even done anything yet. I don't know whether we declare. SEC say we legalize marijuana. I think he's going to go way more audacious than that because he's looking for credibility. He can hear the footsteps in the court saying, okay, well, yo, it's time to go. So he's going to get more audacious, and I think the threat on the judiciary is actually just starting. That whatever he said on June 12th is a high. It's a warning. They're about to ramp. I think next week to me, I won't be shocked when you hear some news that will make you say, "What?" They're about to ramp up their propaganda. They're about to ramp up. The APC plays a very good game at distraction, where they give you so many things and then they move your eyes off so many things. So yeah, this week was terrible for them in court. This week was one of the most. See, when you say terrible, this week was terrible in court. No, I don't care whether you've bought a judiciary. See, the proceedings, that the evidences and the things, NCs the tweets that the same the white plastic container that they used to rig us is what LB is using to bring the evidence back into court. So the amount of evidence and the court proceedings, which is why Houston Maxwell is requesting again. I really want to hear from Houston Maxwell. Well, Nigerians, one of the first people I want to hear from. So I might drop someone. Sorry, I'll bring you back if I drop you. No vex. I really want to hear the report of the PEPT. Where's the woman in Nigeria? Salam, did you send him a?
Yeah,
Okay.
they here.
Yeah.
I can see it from my own side here.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
sent him the mic, right? I sent him. Yeah.
yeah, he needs to get okay. So yeah, so I really want to hear because and sum it up. I mean, just following whether it's Field Marshal or Sarah or Pels and and then there's one of my brother that I follow. I don't know if you're on the space that started translating into Yoruba. I need to find a way where and this one his own translation is with the army and all the signs and all that and I'm like bro this is solid. So we need to keep pushing the updates of this. I know one of my sister was looking for a way to get a cartoonist to illustrate stuff for parallel facts, but I think we need to
Yeah,
find more
talking
creative
about
ways.
that cartoon one, I actually got someone. But
Mhm.
that thing is quite expensive, man.
Yeah. So I
Quite.
mean, maybe drawing, maybe not necessarily 2D or 3D, maybe one dimensional cartoon, not necessarily. But we need to find ways to get people. I don't know how. I mean, part of it is retweeting parallel facts or whatever media, but I think we need to get creative to let people know how because this tribunal case, anyone that's following it, even APC boys, some of them when they talk, it's usually you can see the fear in their tweets, but when you say I did not, someone will say I did not say Tinubu win, but I did not say Tinubu did not win, but they start declaring Tinubu is working. Let's give him a chance. That's what they're saying now because they can hear the footsteps that okay, I'm excited, but I also know next week they're going to eat us with a lot of GC appointments and the bill signing. The bill signing is the one that is tripping me off. It's like they intentionally just either they are just resigning bills that people should go on parallel facts or go on David Ndayin's Twitter to read how David broke down the scam of the education of the student loan. See, when man say, before we get our mandate, but yeah, new German, yeah, new Jimmy Ade say it.
Ebi ni pamọ́ ebi ló máa
See,
pa wọ́n kú.
the scam this guy is doing with that his bills, like there's another one too that is flying under the radar. I saw Chimemaker tweeted about it, and there's one guy that made a thread. There's a data privacy one too, and these guys are floating things that on the surface to someone that is not paying attention thinks, oh yeah, this guy is working. But then if you see the content of those bills and you read, you're like, what? How did this pass? How did this get through National Assembly? How did this get through
But
the legislature?
Otumba, are they bills or executive orders?
No, they're bills. Some of them are bills. So because Femi was the speaker and Lawan, there were some bills that they passed that they did not send to. They intentionally did not send to Buhari. Where I don't know how long. When once it goes through both the upper and the lower chamber. I don't know how many days where it goes. There's some bills where typically when you sign a bill, you send it to the president to have it signed. I think they intentionally held back some bills that the Buhari should have signed, or maybe like Saddam said, signed with pencil, and they're erasing and just having him sign with a pen now. So it's not executive order because I've been thinking they're not executive orders. They're actually bills that was. So, but if you look at those bills that they are passing, even if you read it and see the structure, you won't be shocked. Because when the Electoral Act of 2022 passed and I read it, I was shocked that they passed this bill. But then when you see the data one, the education one, I now understood how they pass those bills. These guys do not read. They do not read. None of them read. It's either they don't read or they can't comprehend what they are reading because it makes no sense. Forget APC, PDP, LP, whatever. It just makes no sense on the surface. So expect more to come. It's going to do a little magic. You know, me and the buddy that we're talking to this morning talking about Pablo. Let's go back to did the same thing. He was buying people houses. He felt like he was in control. He was sponsoring so many soccer teams. He was doing things that Colombians were loving him, but there was one guy, the prosecutor, Bonilla, Lara, that was like, nah, bro, I peep your game. And right now, we are Lara Bolina. So we peep this game and we're going to get him out. So I use my mic. I think we pass it on to, we're in Nigeria, my brother. How you there?
Yeah. Good evening, Otumba. Good evening, Emia. Good evening, Jimmy. Jimmy, Jimmy submission be like earthquake. Anyway, like good evening, everybody on the space, and I'll just quickly, I'll not give a lengthy submission because I know there are so many of us that want to speak, and I really want to hear a lot of people speak today as well. I think for me, the first thing, the whole AirPeace and Sirica situation is not. It's just, I, I, I think it's something that we just keep going for some time, and I think what Tinubu will do next, or what he's about to do, is to go after the Sirica because which is good for him to do. Well, so what Tinubu is doing now is looking for people that look as if are public enemies, but are not his own direct enemies. So it will go, that's what he really did with the CBA governor. So CBA governor was like a public stunt. Of course, for Bawa, and we know why Tinubu went after Bawa. I think that's public knowledge. But I'm particularly concerned about not concerned, not I don't think the word is concerned, but I think what I'm interested in, one of the things I'm interested in the most that happened this week or recently is the Bulkachuwa situation. May I call it Bukachiwawa at this point in time. For me, I'm just thinking like I see from two. I felt pissed literally hearing it, but the next couple of hours I was thinking, I was like, this cannot be like this one. Not be ordinary. I mean, this has to be something beyond the ordinary. So I think the only thing I just want to beg everybody or say. So that's why I think on Tuesday I said on Twitter I'm even glad that we didn't talk about it on Tuesday because by then it's still everybody's conversation. Somebody reached out to me today. I was like, "Oh, I should try and like we should stay on this Bukachuwa's case and for a long time." Like this is not dying anytime soon. We'll keep resurrecting it. When you look as if they forgot, we'll resurrect it again because it's a huge tool in our hands. Then for the PEPT, which is where I think my highest interest is nowadays, is for some of us, I think the PEPT claiming back our mandate is now a full-time job, to be honest. I have, I sat down today while, when the Women Match Cruise space was going on. For initially, I wasn't speaking. I wasn't in the speaker section because I was trying to do some other things. So I was just listening. So I later got on my phone and looked at the updates because I go read Parallel Facts updates, come to read UC Maxwell's updates, read Sarah's updates, check Pearls and general. I usually say it every time that if you read every of those updates from those people, and Parallel Fact, of course, you will get different thoughts. Everybody has their thoughts to it that it's not the same. It's not, believe me, if you read only Sarah's update, you will not understand. You will not get the full picture. If you read only use Max's update, you will not get the full picture. So sometimes it's why I appreciate what the 1 million Mama Crew team does because it's kind of like a way of bringing it in one place for you. You get. So so I went and I did that whole thing and I was like, I just sat down. Some people saw my tweet today. I didn't do that tweet out of maybe it wasn't it wasn't banter or just self how do I say it now, self mechanism of feeling good. I just looked at what was going on. I was like, no way. No, the question we used to ask before now is, oh, will the judiciary do the right thing? Will they do the right thing? I think I've advanced from that question. And my question now is it possible for the judiciary to even do the wrong thing? Because I'm beginning to think it's going to be it is almost, the chances for them to do it, the window is too slim. So I don't even think, I look at everything that happened today and I was like, this, what Peter Obi's team is doing is literally boxing as in literally. That thing that we usually say, as Saddam has said it, Madam Aisha Yusuf used to say it, when he says it, but Ms. Barry, everybody says it, that we really don't have any business trusting INEC. I'm not interested in trusting INEC. But, and I think Peter Obi is in that position. Trusting the judiciary now. If I think what Peter Obi wants to do, I don't know if that's how, because I cannot come here and tell you, oh, I was following him during his hand and Bradley, I will be lying to you. But I don't know if I did it, if that's how I did it then. But what Peter Obi is doing now is literally put he just wants to put so much evidence. You want to choke the judiciary with so much valuable evidence. So people don't think, oh, it's not bad to bring evidence. As in, so much valuable evidence that they may get to a point. The judges will sit and say, more. There's no, as in, even APC lawyers might even be saying, we understand, Chia, but I don't think we have any way out from this. See, it is so, I cannot explain. The way I described it, I just thought about the legal team today. I just pictured them like a group of generals that were going for battle that sat in a room and were planning strategies, like as if they were going for a literal war. And if you know, I'm not talking about what just happened today, because I mean, for people that know the way I relate to things, I relate to things in its entirety. If you look at the strategy that has been used, at least so far, I mean, of course, I think what some of you might say, in fact, the only thing that has made someone like me who follows it very keenly, panic sometimes, things like maybe it's all this error, like, oh, the judges say, oh, they did not take advantage of all their full time today. They should have taken advantage of it. They didn't do that here then. But in its entirety, do you know, in my head, I'm seeing the summary of what they've done so far. So the first day, or at the beginning, they brought 5 witnesses as of today. But do you know, as of today, technically, they've almost touched every area of the case. That what they would need to be doing going forward is, further digging into all those areas of the case. As of the first day, what did they do? They brought in a lawyer as a witness to use him to present Tinubu's drug case. And somehow also present Shetima's double nomination. Some people did not notice that one. Wait, the second witness, what did they do? They brought in a software engineer. Someone that can explain, a software engineer and architect. It's very important to add that, software engineer and architect. Someone that can explain the entire, what could have possibly gone wrong. And one of the things he mentioned during his cross-examination is 99.99%. And one of the things that Mahmoud Yakubu mentioned today is 99.99%. I need people to understand the dots that these people are trying to connect. Then the third witness that he brought was a subpoenaed witness from Channels TV. And he brought two videos. One was of Mahmoud Yakubu telling the press how they will do the whole transmission, blah, 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 how it is compulsory. Then the other one was of Festus Okoye telling us on TV, live TV, that they were glitches, literally admitting that they were glitches. And, okay, they left that one. Today, they brought in a professor of mathematics to come and bring his own representation of what he has seen in the IRF. So I know some people that met you today will just think, oh, is it only IRF results? Some people are just seeing 18,000 blood results and they think that. Before now, what have they done as regarding documents now? I'm not talking about witnesses. I'm talking about documents for evidence. They brought in first original ECHAs certified by INEC. Then from that one, they left there. They now started bringing INEC downloaded IRF results certified by INEC. So those IRF results that they were presenting today, that will not be the first time the court is seeing it, but they will going to also bring it again through a mathematics professor who did an analysis. And from what people said in court today, the report of that analysis is technically critical. I saw everywhere everybody was shouting. Literally. It's crazy that APC's lawyer, all the lawyers, even the judges, in fact, one of the judges had to shout Ojiegu from what we have read. So I need people to understand this, and for me, I won't feel like we are the ones lagging back on our role. Peter Obi is playing his role. I said it every time. Peter Obi is playing his role. The legal team, they are playing their role. Their role was really to overwhelm the judiciary with evidence. Our own role was really to pressure the judiciary and make sure we make them know we are watching them. That's the two roles. So, I mean, we are doing our role as best as we can, but I would wish we can do more. So, I want to just tell everybody and rest it here that eyes on the judiciary. That is our role. I really would want to see where we are watching the judiciary. I'm just curious if it's really possible for them to bypass this whole thing. They are literally in a box. So I tell everybody every time, well, I said it today that we are on the right course and we need to do all that we can to make sure that we play our own role to loud it. Our own role are to loud them. Just the loud them they go. That's our own role. So thanks to everybody that is here today. Thanks. It's good. It promises to be a wonderful space, and we'll get as many speakers as we can. I know, Saddam, can I go ahead with calling the speakers so we can get.
Yeah, my brother, you go ahead. I just wanted to add one or two stuff to what you said before you go ahead. I am, please, guys. I want to say this to obedience. Please, there's no reason why you should be an obedient. We're in court, and people around you don't know that we're in court. There's no reason why you should not be a medium of propagating that we are in court. That your WhatsApp stories, your Instagram stories, you are not telling people that we are in court. You are worse than an Abado person. I'm telling you now. So you could take your own as to be like this. There is no reason why every day your WhatsApp story. Inform Nigerians, let them understand this what's going on, please. And for those that are wondering, please. Obedience, we're forming our army first. Army of obedience are going to take over Instagram. Because the propaganda on Instagram now is the next level. They have run away from Twitter. They don't say Twitter, we don't kill them. Twitter now where it come with facts and figures. They don't run from Twitter. They have gone to Instagram where we send a picture and lies. Picture and lies. Snap picture and blow line under the picture. We are going to go to all those major blogs and dominate in our numbers. So please, I'm giving you some of you as this, find 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of you. Create your own WhatsApp group. Please, you must not wait for us to do it. Create your own create it your own self as you'll be there listening to us. Create your own team. Go down under all these comment sections. Tunde Edo to Insta blog or Gossip Milo. All those freaking blogs. And when they post one of their propaganda, go there and tell them just the reality. If it is 10,000 comments, obedience have 9,000 there. Please get involved. Do not wait for someone to do this. This is how we participate. This is that eyes on the judiciary that are saying. I'm not saying just to come open eye, they look judiciary. No, it is you putting your hands, making sure your voices are being held across every social media channel that you can find yourself on. Please, very, 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 very important. Thank you. Well, Nigeria, we'll go on the comment sections and read some comments. I'm doing some things behind the scenes, so please, for the next few days, please help us in coordinating the space. God bless you. Thank you, bro.
All right. No, we'll just take speakers, then maybe when you come, you can go. Or you want me to go to the comment section by myself?
Yeah, you can, but let's take speakers. We have two of our esteemed new lawyers. One is upcoming, and the other one is now by virtue of hanging around lawyers and with his white beard, he's already a lawyer.
All the videos are doing to I think you think lawyer best is a lawyer.
Barrister,
son. It's not too late to go to law school, son. Go law school, bro.
It's not like everybody when they go that court, they don't choke them. Say I know they fit up without objection.
I think I want to use the opportunity to say a big shout out to Madam Clarita. God bless you. I don't know if you're on the space, but thank you very much. Thank you very much. God bless you, man. Thank you so much for what you do for us. From the courts also, you're one unsung hero. Nobody even know what you're doing. You're probably to do unpack many of these people, but you deserve your flowers, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. She's the one behind most of the articles you see on the Parallel Facts from the court. In fact, she's the one behind everything on the Parallel Facts coming out here and Real Ever Best our on ground people in the court doing a lot of work. So thank you very much, man. I know you don't want this, but I just have to do it. Thank you very much. All right, well, Nigeria, back to you.
All right, so let's quickly just go to speakers and just. So I think we can start with, like Saddam said, our court correspondents. Please apologize to every other person. So let's just hear them out, then we can now take other speakers. Maybe we should start with UC Maxwell. UC Maxwell. UC Maxwell, are you there?
Yes, I am very much so. Can you hear me?
Yes, I know. Say you don't upgrade now. Go ahead.
Please help me confirm again if you can hear me.
Go ahead.
Just confirm. Okay. I don't say Salah don't go understand why they ask. All thanks to 1 million man match crew. They don't finally buy me a router. So I know they for close to Popo 3 again they talk. And this is how my room they speak. So that's why I will show up. So they confirm whether I'm being had properly. So my crew members, I greet to them plenty. Saddam, good evening to you. Otumba, good evening. Welming, good evening. Jimmy, my favorite elder brother, I greet you plenty. And everybody, my companion, Real Ever Best, the man whom we are sharing quarters at the Court of Appeal here in Abuja. I greet you also. Plenty people on the space. So I'll just go directly into the conversation. I'll touch on every other topic, but I'll just do a brief rundown of what happened today in court, do some analysis, and I'll do that very, very quick as possible. So today, immediately they came, we saw the calling of a witness. So today we had two witnesses, bringing all the witnesses that have been called by the Peter Obi Labour Party petition, bringing it to 5, PW1 to PW5. That's petitioner's witness 1 to 5. So we had the fourth and the fifth witnesses today. However, they were not witnesses that are within the control of the petitioners. By this, I mean that they were brought to the court on with a subpoena. They were ordered with a subpoena to come to the court to not only come and testify, or they were brought to the court to tender documents before the court. Now, to the first witness who was in court, he is a professor of mathematics from the Nnamdi Azikiwe University. A very young man, very young, I would say. He tendered documents, heavy documents. They were boxed, and they were basically 3 reports that were tendered by this particular subpoenaed witness. And amongst these 3 documents were about over 9 attached appendices. So what I mean is that the first report was an investigation of the IREV results, general results of the IREV. Then the second report was the investigation, and the third report was that which pertains to Benue State. So each of these reports, they were appendices where they had to lay particular emphasis on particular areas and issues on these documents, and they provided copies of these documents for all the parties. And the first witness for today, that is PW4, tendered these documents in evidence. At first, there were objections as to the possibility to go on with the case because the documents, his witness statement on oaths, was filed just today. All the parties were served today, and it has always been an a thing of procedure for them to serve some of these documents early enough. So for this reason, they were allowed to proceed with taking the examination in chief. That is the examination of the person who calls the witness. That is examination in chief. However, the cross-examination will be deferred. They had to push the cross-examination of this witness till the following day, which is tomorrow. Then we moved forward as to issues relating to the second witness. A correspondent of Arise TV, yes, he was also, Arise TV was subpoenaed, so they sent him from from the company to come and represent them, and he came with one flash. He tendered the flash. The flash contains a video which was played in court. Now, there were issues, there were objections as to a lot of things today in court. They objected to the tendering of, okay, for the first man, the professor, sorry, I need to go back. He tendered 2 other documents, which is number 1, the subpoena, which he used to come to court, and number 2, a letter. So obviously, by this letter, we realized that the services of this man had been required, had been consulted by the Labour Party for him to carry out these investigations on this IREV results and the likes. After carrying it out, he came to court and tender. They objected to the letter, and some of them objected to the subpoena. That is the Elo Fagbemi, the man who leads the 4th respondent team. He objected to the subpoena which he used to come, to court. So that is that about him. Then we move to the second witness who came and played a video for us. It was simply the video of where Professor Mahmoud Yakubu was addressing Chatham House, where he was heard clearly, unequivocally, unambiguously, in every clear sentence that they were going to upload, that they were not going back on upload. One, he also said that with previous elections which INEC had conducted, that they made sure that presiding officers, before they collate and announce, I'm laying emphasis on this area because it plays a very big role with the case, before they collate the results and announce the results, that they verify that it is correct with what has been uploaded. And this statement only draws our mind or casts our mind back to the provisions of Section 64, subsection 4 of the Electoral Act. That provision states that before a collation officer or a presiding officer will go ahead to collate and announce results, he must check that what he's about to collate and announce is in tandem, it is correct with what has been uploaded. And Professor Mahmood was had to say that when they conducted this particular check, they got a 99.9%, almost a perfect percentage of of success, meaning that what was announced was the same thing with what was on the IREV. So the question becomes, how come in the 25th February elections, the presiding officers did not check if things were uploaded, but they went ahead to do what? To announce and collate results. So these are very, very probing questions. And a lot of people have come to my DM asking me that they saw one publication about one lawyer who said they are dumping documents and the rest. And I said, very simply, you can, whether you tender documents from the bar or you tender it through a witness, you can dump it on the court if you do not link your argument to the document. So it suffices when you link your argument. So we can already see linkages from the petition of the petitioners with the documents that they are tendering in court in line with the particular provisions. Remember that one of the grounds for which they want to prove their case in court is that there was a non-compliance of the provisions of the law by INEC, and we have seen section 64 subsection 4. But I'll leave it at that. So he tendered that video. Obviously there will still be another video that will be played tomorrow when we go to court, because he notified the court, the person of Ikpeazu's son, he notified the court that there were 2 flash drives and only one had been accessed today and was played today in court, a 3 minutes video of the Chatham House conversation and all. So another thing I want us to notice that there are still very little documents left to be tendered. I think that from what I saw, and of course my questioning, because I questioned some of the guys on the PO legal team, there are little documents that needs to be tendered. From there they move straight again into calling witnesses, and I told you it is a two-way thing. Anything that comes to your fore, you tender it. And we could see from yesterday and today that it is evident that even INEC have not supplied all the documents that they have asked for. They are still pending subpoenas which INEC needs to address. I tweeted that Professor Mahmood will not come to court, and we saw it happen in the PDP case. He didn't come to court, he sent somebody down there. There is a lot of games that INEC are playing, but we just hope that these things will come to our possession on time. I need to clarify this. One of the reasons why we have some issues when we come to court, that the court is always complaining of our documents, is that some of these documents, not all, some of them we got them on time, but some of them we got them very late. And the lawyers that are trying to work on all these things, they do night, they try to work within time to make sure that these things are ready. So it is normal during legal procedures to have some of these hiccups, but it does not affect the substance of your case. It does not. So the question is, have you tendered documents? Yes. Have you called witnesses? Yes. Have you argued? Yes. Did you link everything? These are the major questions that needs to be answered. So today we saw that there have been 5 witnesses called, lots of documents tendered, a lot of linkages with the arguments with the case that is already before the Court of Appeal case. And one thing I want to say, please, I'm done with the PEPT update. I just want to talk about the little topics there, and I'll do that in a very short time. I apologize, I've spent a lot of time. Now, with the Bulkachuwa case, I agree with Jimmy. Very, very perfect timing. Very, very perfect timing. It comes at a time when there are questions as to the credibility of the judiciary, where there are questions as to the independence of the judiciary, and we can see things like this. I told you, except we start adding 1 + 1 to get 11, we will not know what happens behind the scene before people come to court or before judgments are pronounced in court. This will send the right message that the people are watching, the people are listening, the people are keeping tabs, the people are checking. Let me tell you now, people are already making research as to all the familiar relationship that all the judges have, whether they have any familiar relationship, whether that of affinity, of consanguinity with any politician anywhere whatsoever. So it builds that confidence. And like Saddam said, any way that it goes, the people's pressure remains, and we are watching till the end of it. As to the case of Bawa, Tinubu and everything, we all know that it's just a case of painting a flight, just like what they did a flight that is owned by somebody, you just paint it and just present it to the people and show them that it is theirs. It is the same thing that Tinubu is doing with the whole presidency thing. He's painting the presidency to appear good. Meanwhile, underneath it, we know that it is a presidency that is built on falsehood, on the foundation of fraud and non-compliance with the provisions of the law. And these are the things that are already before the court. I tell you, if you by any means gradually begin to give credence to this government, you will even lose the essence of what we are fighting for in court. So do not give credence to them until everything is done in court and the people take back, their mandates. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. God bless each and every one of you.
Yeah, thank you very much, UC. Thank you for that update. All right, let's just quickly go to. Apology to every other person. Let's quickly go to real level best, after which we'll take speakers. ROEB, are you there?
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're speaking from. I think it's not. I'm just feeling somehow that time now, and me just coming, and everybody will say, "Oh, level best is going to take a lot of time," but just be patient with me. And I think the lawyer has done justice to everything that transpired in court today. So. Me, I'm just learning. I'm just, I'm just a lawyer now by association.
My brother, take time, take all the time. How many hours?
Hello.
How many hours do you want?
What do you say? Can you hear me?
You know the hear? Can you hear me?
What did you say? Somebody was talking. I couldn't hear what you're saying.
Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear?
Respond
if I'm being heard.
Go on.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
No response. Can anyone hear me?
Oh, I don't think you can. Yes, we can hear
so
you.
Go on.
God. Otumba Sadam, can anyone hear me?
Abeg, use Maxwell on hotspot for this.
I think you guys will have to drop him to bring him back.
He can't hear us.
Can you hear? I can hear you see myself now. Can you hear me?
Oh,
you see Maxwell no talk. Who is
Jimmy, go ahead and tell him to speak.
Really? Okay, real level best. Go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead. I can hear you. I don't know. I'm not sure about others.
All right. Okay. So I was actually saying that Youth Maxwell has done.
We can hear you. Continue.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. I just want to make sure that I'm being heard. So I was saying that UC Maxwell, has done at least has actually given a preview of what transpired in the court today, and as a lawyer, he actually hit it on the nail. So for me, who is not a lawyer, who perhaps a lawyer by association, who have the opportunity of being in the midst of thousands and thousands of lawyers every day, and UC Maxwell, he's an in-house person. So I'm just going to bring nuance, into what transpired today. UC Maxwell has done that as a lawyer. So let me just do it just like as an ordinary person. So I just want to start by saying that let all of us know that we have a case. I think everyone here on this platform know that we have a case, and our legal team is working. Just what is actually happening now is just a tip of the iceberg, because most times I have to meet some of these people, I discuss with them and not the rest of them. It's just these people, by the time they will come, this AirPeace and INEC, they are just a big balloon. They are going to be busted very soon in court. And because of the way this country has been run for a long time, most people in this country have actually moved on. Like, it can't get better. Everything is treated in secrecy. Nigeria is a crime scene, like I've always said. So people who will tell you that, the election has been won, immediately somebody declared there is no going back to it. People don't know that a lot of things has changed. Even some of these justices we are talking about, they cannot do even if they want to be fraudulent, they can't. The legal implication for being fraudulent is reduced because of the electoral laws. And let me also tell you that UC Maxwell can confirm, and people who come to court, these justices, they listen to the social. There is no day you go to that court that these people don't say, "Oh, please, what did you say? Clarify it." Because before you know it, now they'll go on social media and they'll start writing this and that. So each time they say this thing, I have that. So these people listen, because these people have children, they have relatives, they live in a house, they have wife that bring this at their attention. So for me, each time I listen to them, it's like these people go, because every little thing in that court, they will say, "Oh, please, so what did you say?" Oh, if somebody makes a joke, the person says, "Is that a joke?" Like today, when somebody submitted, the INEC woman that represented Mahmoud today came and submitted a flash. Okay, because I was actually listening, I stayed to just listen to the PDP case. So the woman brought the flash and submitted the flash because she was called to bring the document that PDP required. So they brought only 10 per state, and they left the other one. And PDP was making the claim that they paid 6 point something million for that document, and INEC was saying they could not print all of them because it's too meanwhile they collected all the money and they could, so they brought some of them in soft copy in flash. So the flash came with envelope, so they now submitted it. So one APC layer made it in that, oh, that is not a fly, that is just something in a white envelope, so you can, because they don't know what is inside. So the justices, having received it, now say, oh, they should open it, that it could be a time bomb. Like, so they now had to give it to the woman. The woman opened it. So at some point, the man now said, oh, they have to clarify you that what is in there is not a time bomb, because before you know, they will go on social media and say, oh, somebody brought bomb. You know, like I'm just trying to paint a picture that these people are actually listening to what is happening, to everything that we are saying on social media. So this case is not just what is happening in the court, it's also the public opinion, it's also the pulse of the nation, it's also how the people are thinking and how the people are flowing. So they know. So the burden is on them to actually do the right thing. And the way our party, our legal team is structured, they are making sure that there won't be any loophole. There won't be any. So that's why when they make document, they make this document in such a way that even if they cannot say and say, oh, we did not get it, or they make, like when they presented their document today, they had to take the if you are in court today and it's not a document, it's Bible. This is like encyclopedia. And the professor that came, like, he was, when you see that man, you see that this is a man who has sat down to do diligence to the work he has been called to do. So they are making sure that covering every angle to make sure that there is no even escape for INEC and APC. And but this one is just a tip of, by the time as the days unfold, you see, and we have somebody in that legal team, that Ibazo, that man is like an encyclopedia. What the man does for our legal team is like, it's wonderful. And it's this person that is gifted, he has the gift of writing. So he writes summons and he responds. So when a PC is saying, oh, we are objecting to this document, we are going to give our destiny, we are waiting for them. You see that thing, they say they want to reply. Our team is waiting for them. And there's somebody I also bring on this platform, is somebody who is very passionate. When you see evidence in court, each time you see evidence, every video clip of our evidence you've seen, the boxes coming to court, each time you see it, there's one lawyer behind it. His name is Vincent, Otokupo. And I've spoken with him. He's going to come on this platform. I've spoken with him. He's going to come. He's somebody that's very, and he's one man that is, in short, people who know him before this time say he knows his son is a very, but that guy has passion, and is the person who has been making sure that our document is arranged, our document is done in such a way that, there won't be any problem about. So, and he comes to court very early every day, bringing this document, taking them home. So by the grace of God, he's going to come. I've spoken to Saddam. I think that they will send him my formal IV. He's going to come perhaps on Saturday, and they will have the opportunity of hearing from somebody, an in-house somebody. I also want to talk about, Madam Clarita, who has always, like Saddam mentioned her, that woman is something else. And most times when we come on this platform, we see people, we just hear their voice, but these people are just more than human beings. They are so good. Madam Clarita comes every day to that court. She has a baby, and every day she keeps. I've not spoken to any human being in this country that said they voted APC. I've not seen that person. Anybody that you see that said it's not a human being, that person is a beast, that person is a moron, that person is a nincompoop. I've never seen. I was today, when I left the court, I was with like 7 policemen today, and I was discussing with them, and these policemen were from the north, perhaps middle belt and others of the man now said, are you sure they are going to give judgment? I said they have to give. And it's not so much about whether they are going to give. It's the fact that we have so much evidence in this case that even if they don't want to be frauded, they cannot. And that where they voted, that everybody there voted. The man was even telling me that people will come and say, please, I want, because they don't know, they know Labour Party. They were trying, some old people were trying to see LP, but they will see, the man say, I will show them, I will say, this is where. So the man, everywhere they voted, and they were surprised when this result came out. These are uniform people, and that is why you can see that, throughout the military installation and not rest of them, people are. So Nigerians voted. Nigeria is like somebody was making the decision that by the time this, I don't know whether it's Jimmy that said by the time this is declared or not, if by the time they give us back, so let them just through. Let people are saying, oh, we are going to get, we are going to win at this Supreme Court, but we are going to win at the appeal, but no, let us just, we are going to win everywhere, and by the time we win at this Court of Appeal, the joy, the jubilation in this country will not even allow the Supreme Court to do otherwise. So we are doing the best we can do. And one thing about
Is it just me or we lost Real Best?
You know, say since this man enter Abuja, network don't spoil.
Real Best
Since
too.
since the illegal occupant enter Abuja, the illegal occupant network for Abuja spoiled. Everything spoiled. Begin to shake.
Anyway,
You know. But whatever happens, don't worry. We have to. I
yeah,
don't
I
know
think he
where.
has to come back later, or as soon as he can. Anyways, Real Best, are you still there?
Yeah. Let's let's move on with the
Yeah, let's
conversation.
move
Thank
on.
you,
You see
bro.
what I used to say when I say, if you listen to different people that go to that court, you get different perspective. This master give us like one legal perspective. This master, Real Best is giving us like the human. I'm not saying this master is not human, but Real Best is giving us a closer human being to human being perspective. So, thanks to all these guys that do all this. God bless you guys. Let's just quickly take speakers back to back, and please. As much as possible, if we can stick to form, if you can we do it less, so we can, you don't have to touch all the topics, you can just touch maybe one and do it extensively. Then we can take a lot of speakers, because I know a lot of the submission that came before now already took so much time. And some people have complained that my bell used to disturb their ear. I don't know why, I don't understand, but maybe I think I'll stick with, I think I've changed my this thing. Be like say this one. Although say this one one day like Jimmy tools, Jimmy Babalawo tools, but we'll manage it. So please, if you hear that, just know you have to start rounding up. All right, let's quickly take Savik. Then we'll come to the other set of people. Savik, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Weminin. Thank you, Saddam. Thank you, everyone. Special shout out to Relay Best, UC Maswell, every single one of you that are in that courtroom, bringing us update, putting that light in that courtroom. And I'm glad that Relay Best mentioned Madam Clarita, a fully obedient lady. She's been going to that courtroom every single day. Every single one of you, we are so much appreciative. Thank you so much for all you are doing. I wanted to kind of zero in only on the 18,000 documents that were presented today as blood polling unit results. When I saw that report, I kind of recalled what Artedo Peterside said. He used some analysis, right? When he had this interview on, I think it was on Arise TV, when he came in with all his exhibits that he marked exhibit 1 to 5. And then he was showing the whole world, the level of manipulation and deduction of votes that occurred in a lot of polling units across the country. I think he mentioned Bauchi, he mentioned Imo State, he mentioned Port Harcourt, and a couple of states. He just used it as an example. And then he made a quick mathematics. And every single one of those polling units that the results were altered, you discover that it was moving AirPeace result numbers to APC. Every single one of them. If you've not watched that interview, please go and watch it. And then he just made it just kind of, an analysis just to say if this could happen in all these polling units, assuming that just it was only 10 votes that was deducted from LP for each of these polling units, and we had about 170,000 polling units across the country, that gives you over 1.7 million votes. And if you add that to Peter Obi's number that INEC fraudulently declared and deduct that from Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the whole election result, change this 18,000 blood polling unit result. And I think it was well meaning today that put out something that is very critical. That is almost four states And so we are so much grateful to them for doing Nigerians proud, for actually telling Nigerians what actually happened during the election. And so this gives me more confidence, when Peter Obi came out 4 days after the election and said, we won this election and we're going to prove it. It's becoming clearer. And I think the oppositions are beginning to see it. And so what you saw happen in court, power, you cannot collect power from these guys. So Missy Maxwell, Pierce, Wayemi, all of you that are doing wonderful things. The Swing District Marshal, you guys are the MVPs. Keep doing it because Nigerians are becoming aware what actually happened. And I have to use my
Thank you
mic
very
right now.
much, sir.
Thanks.
State and own those states is equivalent to the
It's my job, and I'm the beans server. Just
Mr. Jacob. Mr. Jacob, please go ahead. 4 minutes.
Yeah, good evening, obedience. I want to just appreciate Emma Shadam, well-meaning Nigerian, Jimmy, real level best, especially you see Maxwell always on 1 million man match crew space. Then Sarah Ibrahim, to Miss Pials, to General Field Marshal, and all of them today also. Of course, I do read from some updates from Parafax also and Retreat. I want to appreciate Clarita also, and every other obedient honestly, I just came here this evening to appreciate them, to thank them, and to let them know that even if some of us have not been able to, stretch forth our hands to them for some reasons, we are praying, and I trust those prayers are working. God will keep you, continue to bless you, and bless obedience to bless you, so that more and more, updates will be coming. We are here too. God is giving us little to be able to attend to spaces and then make retweets, because I just know in a movement like this, it's bound to happen that some will fall by the wayside, who do not have strong hearts or were not really principled. They just join the wave of the obedient movement, and now there is no longer a dash, it's just a marathon race, and we can see who they truly are. So personally, those things don't disturb me, because it's bound to happen. But thank God, majority of us are still here, obedient, and we are continuing. Thank you so much. And in fact, before I finally hand over the mic, I want to just appreciate and encourage all obedient. If we were not having faith, which was the fact, yes, we've last week my faith level increased. Then to this week, yesterday and today, I finally concluded, and that is what I've been tweeting also, that there is no escape route for the judiciary. The justices of the appeal court and the Supreme Court, they have no escape route with the load of evidences that are coming. So let this confidence be in us, and like the instructions that have been given, those of us who are followers on Facebook and then WhatsApp, we are posting,